Welcome back to another episode. My name is Stanley, and today we have Kara Crump. We're going to be talking about her beliefs on science-based training, the problems of the standards of personal trainers, and the struggles and insecurities that we all have of our self-image and what others think of us. This is a great episode, really fun, really entertaining, and a lot of great information. Make sure to watch the whole thing. All right, let's get right to the episode. All right, welcome back to the Constant Pursuit podcast. Today we have a very special guest. We have Kara. Say hi, Kara.
Hello, or hi, sorry.
Introduce yourself and tell everybody kind of who you are and a little bit about yourself.
My name is Kara, obviously. I am a business owner now, a personal trainer, and also a fitness manager at a physical therapy clinic. You could say that exercise is really my main hobby.
Yeah.
And yeah, obviously I live it, I do it, I work it. So I just think it's a great thing that everybody has access to. So I want to help instill that in people and elevate personal trainers to a higher level within preventative healthcare. That's my main mission. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. No, that's awesome. Yeah. How long have you been kind of going when you started fitness? Kind of give me an example or kind of how you got into exercise or, what you're doing today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so basically what happened was I did competitive gymnastics for 13 years, and that was my main form of exercise. I did other sports too, but gymnastics was the one that always took up the most time because at the end, towards the end of my training career, if you wanted to call it that, I was doing 20 hours a week of gymnastics training, and it's just an intensive sport, in general. So when I quit gymnastics, I was 16, and I just didn't think it was going anywhere for me. And I, other people in high school are not doing 20 hours a week necessarily of a sport. Yeah. So, I kind of got out of it. And then I was like, what am I going to do now? And actually the guy I was dating at the time got me into lifting weights. And that was a positive thing for me to keep improving my health. And at the time it was more aesthetics focused. You didn't want to get fat as a high school girl.
Right.
And so now it's focused more on health and just being strong because that's cool. But at the time that's how I got into fitness, I guess. And from there, I've just always kept up with it. It's never been something I dislike doing. It's something that makes me feel good. And I like, how it's keeps you have more structure in your routine. So that's how I initially got into exercise. And then, from there, just kept doing it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you quit gymnastics, you say you're doing 20 hours a week. I'm going to assume that's a lot of training.
Yeah, it is a lot of training, but gymnastics is one of those sports that if you're not training that much, you aren't any good. Not necessarily. There's kids that can probably train less. I just wasn't one of those naturally gifted kids.
Well, it's a very skill-based, I guess, sport, right?
Yes. So there's different levels to gymnastics. The first, I think it's 1 through 6 now are called compulsory. And then it might be level 6 is optional now, but then there's more levels after that, 6 through 10 that are optional levels where you have your own routines and you do more advanced skills instead of cookie cutter routines that the USAG or United States Association of Gymnastics, I think is called, that they provide to gyms for you to compete against other kids doing the same routines as you. So once you get into higher levels, you have higher level skills that you learn. And then those skills have a scoring system. Basically all sports have a scoring system, but you can earn more points for having more advanced skills and things like that. So that's where you have to, continue training. And there's a lot of mental part of it because, you're doing dangerous skills that that you start to realize are more dangerous as you get older. So as you're a kid, it's not a big deal. And then once you hit, I would say because I coached too for about 6.5 years. I found that the kids once you get into middle school, that's when they start to be a little bit more scared of the things that they're doing. They're like, I'm not going backwards on a 4-inch beam. Yeah. So, yeah.
They kind of like build this fear. I mean, it's kind of like a realization, right? It's like, oh, well, if I fall down, this is going to hurt. And when you're, I don't know, 5, 6, you're just like, oh, whatever. I'll just do, anything. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah. So after gymnastics, you got into, I guess, weight training. And how did you get into? We'll kind of go into this a little bit further, but how did you get into like science-based training? Because maybe when you first started, it was like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna lift this weight this way, and like this is what I was taught from whoever I was taught or the videos I watched and stuff like that. How did you get into like science-based training?
Yeah, so I guess that's actually relatively recent for me, like in terms of my
Okay, yeah.
training career. Like I started when I was 16 and I'm 27 now. So I've been exercising for a long time, like lifting weights that way. But I think when I first started getting into like more the evidence-based side of things was probably like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Before, as a lot of personal trainers do, they just teach what they do or teach what they know has worked for them. It's very anecdotal in like evidence. It's like your own experience, right? And basic concepts like if I add more weight, I'm going to get stronger, or if I do more exercises, I'll get stronger, or something like that. But right when I started training, I was just kind of doing that. And then I was like, there's got to be more. Like my clients have specific goals. There's got to be, more streamlined way for them to reach their goals.
Right.
And so I went ahead and when I started getting into the science-based part of it, I just didn't know where to start really. I was like, you can just look at articles online and they can tell you something, but it's, you never know for sure if what you're reading online is going to be the most accurate thing.
Right.
And when I did my master's program, which I don't think I mentioned, but I have a master's in kinesiology. My focus is corrective exercise and dual track with sports conditioning. And we started reading a lot in those classes about research, specifically kinesiology research and sports performance and there's a lot of research on sports because it's heavily funded. So people want to learn, how to be better athletes, but there's a lot more research, relatively new for kinesiology. I think in the 1950s is when they really started getting into kinesiology research.
Okay.
And the main part about the research for me is that, these people they're putting controlled trials to the test and they're discovering what works and what doesn't work. And that's like, if they're producing evidence that supports that, these types of tactics for training for this specific goal or for weight loss or for strength or for power is what works, then if they've done the work and proven it, then I can just apply those principles and help streamline the approach to my clients so that they can, more efficiently reach their goals as opposed to just, throwing them into different exercises and different types of modalities for strength training or endurance training and seeing what works. It's really more I know the facts, and these facts you can apply to pretty much everybody. You can kind of trickle down like to the general population and apply the same principles that athletes get tested on and stuff like that. So
right. So since these studies have been done, the research has been done, you're kind of just like, oh, yeah, why wouldn't you use the evidence that's there, right?
Yeah, and they haven't studied everything, and
right.
And you can't specify like that one specific thing is going to work for, if they did the testing on athletes, you can't say that necessarily that's going to be applicable to, your like 80-year-old client that, but you can try and see if it works. You can apply the principles and see if those principles work for other populations, as long as they're safe and for your specific client. I think that's okay. It's more like, it's not trial and error, but with different populations, you just have to kind of gauge it and use your, professional eye or instinct that you gained with experience and apply the research to that as well.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's good. Yeah. So for what do you do for your specific training when you're, obviously your skill level is very different to your clients,
Hmm.
and how do you apply those things? Is it the same exact thing? You just kind of like, okay, this is the evidence that there is. I'm going to apply that to my training, or have you done almost like more of like a trial and error kind of thing where you've tested certain programs, you've done certain, let's say, modalities, whatever it may be, but how have you done that for your your own individual training?
Yeah, so not all my clients have the same goals as me, I would say. And it really comes down to that when I'm programming exercise. It's definitely based on goals. For me, like my main goal is to just keep progressing.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like since I've been training for so long, you don't have the newbie gains anymore. It's never like, wow, I just hit a PR, like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
30-pound PR. That's not
I
how it
wish.
works. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's funny.
So I don't get the newbie gains anymore. Now it's small incremental improvements that I'm seeing. It's never like the same exact thing. But something that I do have started applying to myself that's evidence based is periodization. Ooh,
Yeah. Oh, big
yeah,
word.
big
Yeah.
word. So
Yeah.
basically, it's just manipulating training variables to produce like hypertrophy, strength, or power, and then cycling them.
Yeah.
You know this, but not necessarily everybody does.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, it's
that's
good.
something that like clients don't necessarily need right off the bat because unless they're skilled athletes, but they don't necessarily need that to produce the gains, and
Right.
that's shown in research as well. Like a lot of people can respond well to any type of strength training as long as they're increasing the frequency and the volume.
Right.
Most people that haven't been training for like 11 years, like I have, can still see results with just regular addition of like regular concept of progressive overload
Right.
as
Right. Right.
opposed to having to periodize their resistance training.
Right. Right. So when you approach your own training, obviously, are you doing some sort of like phasic like structure, I guess? Or
Yeah,
like, yeah. Mhm.
yeah. So recently I hadn't been doing, I guess I should say, I hadn't been doing hypertrophy for a long time, just strength,
Yeah.
which is more
Yeah.
like in the lower rep range, like
Yeah.
three to
Yeah.
five reps at higher
Right.
weights. Um, and then I had a plateau, obviously. I mean, like
Yep.
do the same thing all the time. You're not going to necessarily see the same gains that you want. And then you get bored. I mean, and I don't want to get bored with exercise
Right.
because it's like, I think strength at least is the fountain of youth. I think,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it keeps you functional. It improves your body composition, which is always favorable. But yeah, so I did a hypertrophy block. It was supposed to be 21 weeks. I was following the Stronger by Science
Yep.
template. They have like a pay what you can downloadable template. So you don't have to pay a lot for it. I think I
That's
paid
cool.
like $20 and I
Yeah.
got like 5 programs or maybe more.
Nice.
Um, yeah, and so they have a hypertrophy template, and you can basically pick all your own exercises for that. Obviously, if you're doing it for strength, like you can streamline it by doing more like compound lifts. So I keep like the big three in mind,
Hmm.
and that was hard doing hypertrophy for deadlifts, squats,
That's
and
a lot.
bench. Yeah,
That's
I
a lot.
was tired,
You're
dude.
like,
I was so
what?
tired. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I was
Uh-huh.
tired in those workouts, but you adapt. So, like after the first few weeks, I adapted to the hypertrophy program, and I wasn't getting like as winded doing sets of 10 deadlifts.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and then I got kind of bored with hypertrophy. I was like, too many sets, too many reps. So I did 10 weeks of that. It was supposed to be 21 weeks, and then I went and did their strength, and that's what I'm on right now. So I'm doing
Okay, nice.
hypertrophy, and then I'm doing the strength. So this is the periodization. And then I plan to, after I finish the 21 weeks here, I think I'm in week 18, I plan to do a version of a power. So I'm going
Nice.
to add in like cleans again and snatches and stuff like that.
Sweet. Sweet.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
we'll
cool.
see.
Yeah.
We'll see if like the periodization helped. It's kind of like a self-test or
Right.
um, self-examination of the research. Like, did it apply
Yeah,
to
yeah.
me? Did I do everything I was supposed to do
Right.
in order to elicit the gains that I want?
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, that's good. That's good. Yeah. So with that being said, have you had, um, especially probably in your transition from gymnastics to weight training, um, have you had a lot like challenges, or maybe things that you've struggled with? It could have been, I mean, it could have been anything. Like, for example, I feel like a lot of people struggle, especially people in the fitness world, I guess, or the fitness world. They kind of struggle with like some sort of like, I don't know, body dysmorphia or something along
Mm.
those lines.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but
Hmm.
have you struggled in any sort of fashion in, maybe something like that? Maybe seeing your body, you're like, I don't like how this is, and you obviously you exercised and you've done what you needed to do in order to get yourself where you're at right now, or could be mental, could be, I mean, could be anything. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think going off of like what you said about body dysmorphia, I think the hardest part about at least for me being a female and lifting weights and things like that is getting over gaining more muscle and being like that looks different. Like that's not the standard. Although I will say it's becoming more the standard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely becoming more the standard, which I like to see, especially with how many like people have like Fitstagrams and the gym TikTok and stuff like that. Like everybody is filming their exercise, especially women, and I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Like that's good for them, like that they're confident enough to put it out there and be like, "Hey, look how strong I am." But yeah, I think definitely for me, it was hard to like gain more muscle and see myself as still feminine
Sure. Yeah.
or like still feel like sound sad but still feel like desirable like
No,
because
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
there's a lot of men out there and women I'm sure that are like ew like she looks like a
For sure.
dude yeah
For
or
sure. Yep.
ew she that's too much muscle for me. I see that comment a
Yeah.
lot. Oh,
Yeah.
she's too strong, too much
Yeah. Oh
muscle.
god.
I'm
Yeah.
like I'm sorry. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just
Right.
like everybody has different views on it. And I think like continuing to do it for so long and realizing how much stronger that's the main theme, stronger it's made
Yeah.
me and like resilient too. I haven't had an injury in a long time, not like a serious one.
Right. Yeah.
Um, that's a big motivator for continuing to do it. And then I also have like a supportive partner, right? Jonah's really supportive for me, and
Yeah.
yeah, having someone that's like constantly pushing you to do your best,
Yeah.
that's helpful. Yeah, so I think if somebody has a partner that's not being supportive or friends that aren't on the same viewpoint as you when you're trying to better yourself, that's not necessarily the best relationship to maybe have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel like your environment played a big part in you becoming who you are today?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I
Yeah.
know like if I didn't have the support that I had, even like family and friends that exercise, that's important too. Because then they kind of see the value also. That's been a huge motivator. And yeah, and if you don't have the resources, like I'm extremely lucky. I understand that I'm extremely lucky in regards to like what I have access to and like the opportunity that I've been provided in my life. So that's a motivator to like continue constant pursuit, like continuing
Yeah.
to pursue yourself and use the resources that you have to also give back to other people. Like I'd like to do more community events and wellness events that are free, hopefully at some point in the future when I can like offer that to people as more like a free fitness or free nutrition counseling or something like that you've been given the opportunity to get these certifications and have the opportunity to get access to great workout equipment and great family that's been also helpful in exercising and health That's not always
Yeah.
what people are seeing from their family. They don't see that they're also that you can eat well and it doesn't have to be super expensive, or you can exercise and it doesn't have to be at a fancy gym or something like that. You can do those things, but you kind of have to be taught. It's
Yeah.
hard to just go out and do it yourself if you don't know what you're trying to do.
Right. Do you feel like that, so being a personal trainer and being in the, I guess, in the space, do you feel like there's a better way that gyms can maybe offer training to kind of fit those, the things that you've just kind of like pointed out, like maybe more affordable training?
Yeah,
Um, yeah, it's kind of a hard situation, right? It's like,
yeah, it
yeah,
is
you want to make
hard.
money, but you also like, I want to help everybody that comes into the gym, and if they can't afford something, that's how do we combat that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely a hard part. And it's hard because personal trainers aren't held to like the highest standard that they probably could be. Like to get a certification, you don't have to necessarily have any education requirements or
Right.
experience. You can just go take the test, and for some of the certifications, not for all of them, but for some of them, yes. And I think if there was more regulation regards to like the type of education that personal trainers receive prior to getting a certification, just like your healthcare providers, right? Like your
Yep.
physical therapists, your doctors, occupational therapists, psychiatrists, psychologists, they all have
Yep.
to have some sort of higher level education in order to get the degrees and licensure that they have. And I think if personal trainers were held to that higher degree and people could use like their insurance benefits to get a personal trainer or to have access to a gym. Some insurances do like
Right.
pay for certain things like that, but not all. It's definitely not not the majority. Then I think that we could get people better access to, exercise and nutrition
Yeah, yeah.
coaching type stuff. Yeah. Also, dietitians I don't think are always covered by insurance unless for some reason like they have like a chronic medical condition that they
Mm,
need dietary like recommendations or a meal
right.
plan for. Yeah. So yeah, without insurance or without somebody paying like a part of it, it's hard for the professional to make a living and for the person to afford it.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of like I guess a double-edged sword.
Yeah, it's kind of a sticky situation since, we obviously do want to offer those types of services to people, or, I would hope everybody, would want to offer those types of services to those people
Hmm.
that can't necessarily afford, or, I don't know, something just causes them not able to have a trainer or whatnot. But hopefully somewhere in the future, we're able to kind of figure out something like a better solution to
Yeah.
that, in
Yeah, I think
general.
it
But
really has to. I don't know what all the correct process would be for it, but it would have to be something where you're lobbying to like insurance companies or
right,
something like that for them to add it in as a benefit because they really, insurance really dictates what people have access to
I
healthcare
know it's
wise. Like,
crazy.
yeah, and it's expensive too. It's expensive. And if you don't have a career, or a job that provides some sort of insurance benefit, then you got to pay for it yourself, or you have to get the base level insurance, which is not bad actually. Like the like Medicaid,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
they do provide a lot, but you also want people to work and have jobs. I mean, it's hard. There's a lot of people.
yeah.
There's a
Right,
lot
right.
of people, so it's hard to control for all the factors that people experience. But I think overall, if we as personal trainers, like you and I, and like our friends that we have that are trainers, continue to educate themselves and hold them to a high standard of training and
Right,
provide good outcomes for their clients, and communicate that with other people in the community that are healthcare providers, like physicians or primary care physicians, people that can refer to
right.
you. refer their patients to you, I think that can be a good start, at least.
Yeah. It kind of like it'll be all based off of like, just kind of connecting each other at that.
Hmm.
And
Like a
then,
network.
right, exactly. Yeah.
Hmm.
No, that's good. Yeah, I agree with that. Do you
Great.
you feel
I'm glad
like
you agree. Glad you
yeah.
agree.
Yeah. I do agree. Do you feel like um so you feel like you've grown a lot um I guess mentally in regards to, when you first started training and now?
Yeah, you mean like personal training or
Let's say personal training, yeah.
yeah, for sure. I think when I first started, I just did it because I was like, I need to do something in the interim because I was planning on applying to medical school or physical therapy school or something healthcare related.
Yeah, yeah.
So I did like a various other jobs that were healthcare related, like medical scribing in the emergency department. I worked as a tech in physical therapy. I worked in cardiac rehab for a bit. And I think um, those experiences kind of helped me when I started training be like more involved in the whole person's like healthcare issues that they might be experiencing too. Not that personal trainers have any scope to do diagnosis or anything. But if
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
aware, when people are telling you, I have diabetes or I have hypertension, if you're aware of that and the numbers that come with that, like the clinical numbers, for blood sugar and blood pressure and other things too, like cholesterol, all those things. If you're aware of those types of issues that people have, you can better program their exercise to maybe help with those issues too.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and that's kind of what I started with. I was like, okay, well, I know that like exercise can help lower your blood pressure, like chronic exercise can help lower your blood pressure over time. And I knew that weight training can help lower your LDL cholesterol and improve your HDL cholesterol, which is favorable like for people that have high cholesterol.
Mhm.
And like those things were like things that I learned in my undergraduate degree. But then it just felt like there was like I didn't there was like a standstill where I was like, I don't know sometimes how to program exercise for this specific person
Right,
who
right,
has
right.
like
Mhm.
who has chronic back pain or
Mhm.
who has shoulder pain or and chronic pain is a huge issue, not just here in the US, but globally. So
Mhm.
I was like, well, how can like exercise help that? Because like I have parents that have exercised for a long time, like their whole lives, and they don't have chronic pain, and that's not always a determinant of chronic pain, but it can help.
Mhm.
It can
Right.
help,
Mhm.
and being strong and fit can help you from having other chronic diseases like hypertension and diabetes,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
um, some like dementia. I think is also certain cancers are mitigated by exercise. So,
Mhm.
or the risk of cancer is not having
Mhm.
cancer.
Right, 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 right.
Yeah, but those things were instrumental in like helping me pursue more education in order to help my clients more. I was
Mhm.
like, well, what can I do? Like, what can I do more that I can apply and help people prevent these awful things from occurring because they're terrible.
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
it's an epidemic, you could say. I mean, like it was
Yeah.
obesity too, an epidemic, and those things a lot of modifiable factors that you can do is diet and exercise. And whoa, I love exercise and like I like food, but you couldn't
Yeah,
say I'm
okay.
like yeah, you can't say I'm like the like epitome of my own diet or like the best diet ever. There is no best diet. It's
Right.
just, you know. But
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
like what you want to eat too, but without, overeating or undereating. Like there's spectrum there. So yeah, the things that I was like, well, how can I better help my clients to help prevent these things from happening? Um, just as a fitness professional, that's why I decided to continue to pursue um, more education, I guess, like the higher education for the master's degree.
Yeah, yeah. What would you say to somebody that's having a hard time continuing to exercise and maybe even just get into exercise and get into starting to eat better and just to have a better lifestyle, I guess, like a healthy lifestyle. What would you
Hmm.
say to someone that's kind of going through that and is kind of struggling with having those things?
Wow, I would say head over to my website and schedule a session.
That's great.
No, I think like first I would suggest somebody sees
Yeah,
a
yeah,
personal
yeah.
trainer
Yep.
or another professional that can help them with like a more accountable, like holding them accountable. That's what personal trainers do. That's like a number one reason why people hire a personal trainer. But I also would say, if you don't want to exercise right now, I would educate them first on, the benefits of exercise. And you don't have to exercise all the time. You can spread it out. It's okay. And if you get bored of exercise, you can take a little break. But knowing the benefits of exercise and the risks too of not exercising, or not having a healthful diet or a healthy eating pattern,
Yeah.
um, educating them on those risks and the benefits can help them maybe realize like the importance of it, as well as finding something that they enjoy doing. So I enjoy lifting weights, but
Yeah.
not everybody enjoys lifting weights.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so I think finding something you enjoy doing, maybe finding a community that also likes doing the same things as you, like boxing or
Yeah.
cycling, something where you're going to get some movement in, a
Yeah.
walking group. It could be really anything. It's just not sitting around. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Something
Yeah.
like usually what I tell my clients if they come in and they're having a hard time wanting to train or exercise or like they want to fall in love with training but they
Hmm.
haven't, usually I'm kind of along the lines of, well, find something you enjoy.
Yeah.
Find a sport that you like to play. Find some
Yeah.
friends that you play that sport with, or find like you said, find a community of people that can
Hmm.
really, I guess, just like help you to maybe not even it becomes more of a like not even thinking about the sport and really just enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
I think it's very easy to get caught up, especially today, especially since we have like social media and stuff, and everybody wants to weight train, everybody wants to lift weights, they want to do this and they want to do that, and they see everybody else doing it, and then they're kind of almost like crippled and paralyzed, and they're like, "Oh, I want to go, but I'm kind of afraid to do this," and it's a very big I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of fear, especially
Hmm.
for people that are trying to just get into the gym, or
Absolutely.
yeah, or what I mean, could be anything, I guess, but like into the gym specifically,
Hmm.
and so kind of finding like I don't know. I tell people like, okay, like what sports do you like to play, or like what do you do on your free time? It's like, oh well, I go hiking or go walking. Well, okay, go walking, go
Yeah.
hiking, go do those things, like go walk your dog, go to the beach, go do whatever, go play tennis, go,
Hmm.
it's that idea of like you want to not think of it as in like something that I have to do, but something that you thoroughly enjoy, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to look forward to it. And it is scary going to the gym, okay? Because I've been working
Ah,
out here. Yeah, I've been working out here for a while, like 2 months, I think. I haven't been to like the regular gym that we go to. And today I went because they redid it. So I was like excited to see what all they
okay, yeah.
had in there.
Okay,
I was
yeah.
like, ooh, I got to see what they got in there. Like, and,
Uh-huh.
and I miss the gym because I like it's kind of like a community. Like, you see people and you can people watch, which is always fun. Um, from the cardio machines
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
overlooking the gym. At least ours are elevated, so you can look into the gym
Uh-huh.
space. But yeah, it was. I was a little, to be honest, I was a little nervous going back to the gym, like in person with everybody there today, and I was like, wow, is it gonna be crowded? Am I gonna
Yeah.
feel, anxiety while I'm there? But once we got there, I felt okay and
Yeah.
back to normal. I think what people should know is that people might look at you at the gym, but they're not really looking at you.
Right.
They're just looking around. I
Yeah.
mean, don't get me wrong, I people watch, but I'm not like, usually judging people's exercises
Right,
or
right, right,
anything
right,
like
right.
that. Yeah, if I see something dangerous, I am judging. But sorry, I'm judging.
Yeah, no.
But I think overall, yeah, just getting in there. If you can get yourself in there, or pick a smaller gym, you don't have to go to a big gym, but pick a small gym or bring a friend, something that's gonna like quell that anxiety a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
I brought Jonah, so
Perfect.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
perfect.
felt better.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it is. I was like, that's the first time probably that or that's the longest time that I haven't been in a actual like big, multi-person gym and
Yeah.
like the longest time. So I was like a little nervous. And
Yeah,
so now I
and this
know how people
and
feel.
this is coming from someone who's been going to the gym pretty much their whole life in a sense, You've been
Yeah,
kind of
well,
in yeah, just
my whole
put it
life.
yeah, put it into perspective.
That's true. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Some
The
sort of gym.
gymnastics center,
Yep,
yeah. The
yep.
gymnastics center was a gym. I was there from
Uh-huh.
3 to 16, so
Yeah, it's a long time.
it was a long time.
Yeah, no, that's funny because it's like even when when I got like a new membership at a gym, like I still look around. I'm like, okay, I don't know what's gonna happen. Like not like saying not thinking something bad's gonna happen, but like I almost like expect. It's like this weird feeling of like, oh, I
Like an
can't even.
outsider.
Yeah, yeah. It's just like I don't. It almost like feels like you don't belong there at first.
Yeah, disorienting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a good word.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So it does feel like that. It feels no matter if you've been training for 1 year or 11, 20 years,
Mm-hmm.
whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, holy crap, I still feel awkward. And I
Yeah.
think everybody should kind of know that. It's like, yeah, sure, you feel awkward. You feel like you're an outsider. You feel like you're not in the right place or
Yeah.
all of those things. But
It's like putting yourself out there, especially like because I'm from Florida, right? So moving across the country, it's like you do feel like an outsider and it's hard to make friends as an adult, especially. Why? I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought we were mature.
All right. Yeah, yeah.
But unfortunately not. No. Yeah, but like, yeah, you got to put yourself out there. That's what I learned. To make friends, you got to put yourself out there as an adult because it's hard. And I think that's the same for the gym. I mean, you just got to put yourself out there or other, exercise experiences or, sports, things like that. You got to put yourself out there. You can't just like hole up. You'll be sad.
Yeah, you just kind of get into like this. I mean, yeah, why is it that when the older we get, it's just harder to make friends?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Thanks
for being my friend.
Of course.
Yeah,
No, yeah, no,
it's
but like
hard out there.
it's just like you really do have to put yourself out there. You have to be like okay with like you kind of have to be okay with like, oh, if somebody doesn't want to hang out with you, they don't want to hang out with you. Like that's okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
There's more people.
There's more people in the world. Hopefully.
There's more people. Yeah, hopefully. Thanks.
Yeah.
There's someone out there for me to be my friend.
It's tough. It's tough. Like in the in the gym setting, yes. Do you feel like you do you feel like the gym is a friendly place? Like it's it's not necessarily it's scary for sure. Let's
Mm-hmm.
say you've been going there for a while and it's just like, I don't know, your golds or I don't know, some typical global gym, I guess, or like, some
Like
there's a big box gym. Yeah, commercial gym. Do you feel like there are communities within those places, like actual communities, not like cliques? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would have to say it really depends on the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's definitely places where, like specialized training places. Honestly, I feel like the most of an outsider I've been is when I go to like boutique studios. Sorry to hate on boutique studios. I'm not hating on them, but like,
but that's what you felt like. That's how you felt.
Yeah, like I went to a free bar class this year, like a recent one. You know what bar is?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. Shit's hard, dude. I was struggling.
That's great.
But I definitely felt like everyone in there was judging me because I didn't look the part, I guess. But everybody was really
what's
nice.
the part? What's the part?
I don't know, like you do bar. I don't know. I don't know. Just like I am a muscular person. I have been training for a while, so I've gained muscle mass, and that's not typical of what you see in like a studio where you're not really doing. Yeah, you're not doing weight training. I mean, you might do a little bit of weights, but it's not high intensity weight training. And I felt super out of place. But the instructor, made me feel good, and at the end, I felt normal. So I think, again, putting yourself out there to try a new thing. And even though it wasn't my thing, I'm glad I tried it because now I can, I know why people do bar. It's fatiguing for those tiny, tiny little muscles. Those ones that you never use, I guess.
So give me like an example of like the workout you did.
Okay, yeah. So we started with floor work where we were like, it was, and they instruct you to do tiny movements. Like it's not like a big global movement pattern. You're like doing, like if you're doing a crunch, it's like like a tiny one. Sound effects required.
That's great. Yeah.
But man, the one that got me. Yeah, so a lot of like core work on the floor, little movements, and then the one that got me is where we were at the bar and you're doing like a releve, so you're on your toes, and you're squatting, tiny movements again, tiny ones up and down for a lot of reps, and man, that burned so bad. I was like, my legs were literally like this. I was like, I'm gonna keep going though because I'm not a little baby. I'm going to keep doing it. But I had to take breaks and there were people in there not taking breaks. And I'm like, that's a different kind of person than me.
They live in there. That's
exactly. Thing. Yeah. So different places, different communities. You just got to find yours if you want to keep like being interested in exercise. Because it is a chore to do sometimes. Although I did listen on Jacob's podcast. He said it's not a chore. But... Not those exact words, but spoons. Yeah. He didn't have to use any spoons for his. But yeah, for me, sometimes it is a chore. But I know I feel better afterwards and things like that. So yeah, it's fine. You gotta find something you like, and that's important. But yeah, in regards to cliques, like I definitely feel like there are some cliques in the gym, but usually they're welcoming if you talk to them.
Yeah, like if you're open to put yourself out there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's how you keep improving.
That's how you do. Yes. Okay, so the last question before you go. If you are on, I heard this question on, I don't know where I heard it from another podcast, so I'm going to steal this question because it's great.
Nice. No credit due, huh?
Oh, yeah.
just
I honestly don't remember. I don't remember where it came from. Anyway.
If this podcast blows up,
yeah,
they're gonna get you
from here. yeah.
Okay, so sorry, I'm ready.
If you're stranded on a desert island, and you had 5, let's do 5. If you had 5 exercises that you could do for the rest of your life, you only had 5. What would those 5 be? Starting from number 5 is being, I guess, the worst.
Oh my gosh.
There's a lot. I know
5 exercises, all body weight, I guess, right? Because you don't have any equipment on the desert island?
This is a good question.
Oh, you got like coconuts and stuff.
Yeah, you got coconuts. You got,
Wait, did you say desert island or deserted island?
What did I say? Did I say desert island? Deserted island?
No coconuts on a desert.
Okay, yeah. We'll say desert island.
Okay. 5 exercises.
So let's say it could be anything. You have a barbell if you but you can't do, if you choose another barbell exercise outside of those 5. You can't do other barbell exercises, if that makes sense.
Dang, okay.
It's a lot.
What's the point of having the barbell? All right. I definitely have to say, wait, are we going worst to last?
You could do whatever. It doesn't matter.
Okay. I would do pull-ups
Pull-ups. Okay. Why?
on a tree.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah. Tree limb, because
Okay.
it's hard to do it on
You could do like a
the trunk.
flagpole.
Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah.
cool.
I couldn't.
Okay.
I couldn't.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah. Why?
Yeah.
Because I think it helps with scapular depression, and I'm really tight in my upper traps.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it. Cool.
So
Sweet. Great reason.
improving that, and
Got it.
it's important to pull your own body weight.
I love it. Okay.
And I guess I'd have to do squats.
Okay. What? Just like a air squat, bodyweight squat, barbell squat.
I would start with the air squats, and then I'd progress it by holding on to some like logs or
Some fish.
some fish. Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Sweet.
Anything you can weight it with.
Okay.
Yeah. Just like
Squats.
regular squats. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it's a functional movement,
Love it.
and you basically squat every day.
Yeah. This is true.
This is true. And I guess I'd have to do push-ups because you gotta offset the pull-ups.
Okay. Great.
You gotta train the front of your body.
Yep. I like it. Okay. That's 3. I know this is hard.
This is hard. You gotta do yours next though.
Okay. Yeah. Oh,
Okay,
I
that's
didn't
only
even think
fair.
Yeah. I was just gonna end the podcast like that.
Yeah, exactly. I knew you were
Yeah,
gonna try
Kara.
to get out of it.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I guess bear crawl.
Bear crawl.
Yeah.
Okay. Why bear crawl?
So crawling is one of those like movement patterns that we lose as we get older. And with the bear crawl, that's like something that babies do, and and it's a good way to build core strength, shoulder stability, quad strength, isometric strength. Yeah, it's like a full body movement.
Sweet. Love it. Okay.
Reciprocal pattern. So you're
Yep.
you've seen people have issues with that. I'm
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard coordination. It's hard coordination.
It is.
And then you got the sand there. Double whammy. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Number 5.
Right. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. What have I not trained yet?
So you did, I guess, back. You did a vertical pull. You did push-ups. Did a push. You did
Gotta do some
squats,
glutes. Gotta do some more glutes.
hip thrusts.
Yeah, I guess you'd have to log hip thrust it.
I mean, it's doable. It's possible.
Yeah, or single leg bridge. Some sort of hip thrust. Because, you can save your low back, no deadlifts. Not that deadlifts hurt your back. You just have to have a trainer to teach you how to do it. Hit me up.
Love it. Yep. Perfect.
And then, glutes and hamstrings. You need those guys to keep you upright. If you're all quad dominant, you're going to be hurting.
This is true. Okay. Good.
Right.
Okay.
You're
Do I
going
have
to
to
try
go
to
now?
get out of it. Yes.
Okay.
And I'll ask you why.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay. Got it. Okay. I would.
You can't do mine either.
This isn't in any particular order.
Okay.
I would say I would go with a split squat first.
Ooh, okay, that's a good call.
Just because it's single leg movement, so it's not me just squatting. So it kind of like I'm able to hit my quads, hit my glutes, hit my hamstrings a tiny bit. But that would be, I don't know. Plus, you just get a really nice stretch.
That's true.
With that single leg movement. So
See,
I
I'm
would
bendy.
choose.
I don't need the stretching.
Okay, yeah,
I'm too bendy.
You're hypermobile.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd go split squat. Definitely choose a split squat over a lunge, I think.
Yeah. I agree with that.
I would probably want the pull up though. I really like. Yeah, I do agree that you should be able to pull yourself up or be able to carry your own body weight, or even like some sort of hang. But I mean, some sort of pull up, maybe like a neutral grip pull up or something like that.
Okay, I see where you're going there.
Uh-huh.
Trying to be different.
Yeah. I mean, basically, you said I couldn't take yours.
Yeah, I know. I was kidding.
Okay. I would probably do. I would love to do snatches.
Okay.
I want some power. I just love snatches. Snatches are
Hmm.
fun. It'll be
They're
really
fun.
hard in the sand, but we could do it.
Yeah, that is hard.
Figure it out.
But not. Oh, I guess in a desert there would be sand too. So if it was
Right.
also a desert island,
It's true.
yeah.
And then what is that? Is that 4? That's 3?
4 split squat pull up. No, that's 3. You got 2 more. Snatch.
I would do. Can I do clean and jerk? Does that count as 1?
Well, you said if you have 1 barbell, then you can't.
Oh,
You gave me that parameter, but I'll allow yours if you want it.
Yeah. I'll do. Okay, well, we'll stick to my rules. Okay, we'll go back.
Mm-hmm.
So no other barbell movement. Hey, I need to do a squat. I have to squat.
Unless you're counting your squat and your snatch. Are you doing a snatch? Power snatch or?
No, that's. Snatch? I mean, I would do the full snatch.
Okay.
Why are we debating this right now?
These are the questions. These people want to know the answers.
Yeah, apparently. Front squat. I'll do a front squat.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, front squat.
But
I know.
No barbell, huh?
I can do it with coconuts. We're good.
It's just a goblet.
It's true. The last one was sort of like hanging leg raise or something.
Okay.
Like some core exercise.
Yeah. And you get some grip in there.
Yep.
Nice.
I mean, I also have the pull-ups, but yeah, that's fine. Whatever. Cool. Carry.
Okay, well, didn't know you were being so specific there.
Okay, that's my answers for you.
Okay, well, guess your next.
Well, that's the podcast.
That's it.
Okay, Kara. One last thing. So I know you said kind of a little bit about this, but if you could tell, well, this is a little bit more individual to you, I guess. If you could tell yourself one thing, if you could tell your past self one thing,
mm-hmm.
to help, whether it's help to grow, help to, get through some difficult times, struggles or things that you've gone through,
mm-hmm.
what would be that thing that you would want to tell your past self that was going through some of that?
Yeah.
That's hard, huh?
That is hard. What would I tell my past self?
I know, so serious.
Yeah, that is a serious question. Dang. I think what I would tell my past self is that you should be yourself or be true to yourself whenever you feel pressured to not be yourself. Yeah. And I think I think that's important because as you get older, this is like something that I've thought about a lot as an adult. I think as you get older, you do change into yourself, even more so.
Right.
More so than you did when you were growing up and getting older, like as like a adolescent, I guess.
Yep.
But yeah, as you get older, you do become more yourself than anyone else. And if you don't allow yourself to be yourself, it's going to be really hard to know who you are as a person.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, that's huge.
Damn.
Wow, you're
freaking Gandhi over here. I'm just kidding. I'm nothing like that. Great.
That's so funny. Spitting wisdom.
Yeah.
We'll sign off and where can people find you? What are you doing nowadays? Tell everybody all of those great things. But yeah.
Okay, yeah. Right now, I started my own business this year. It's called Optimize Strength and Performance. My mission is to elevate personal trainers to preventative healthcare and focus on the whole person when we're doing personal training together. So we really have individualized exercise programs for each person based on their health and wellness goals and my assessments. You can find me on Instagram, I guess, if you wanted to. It's at, well, for my business, it's at optimized_Vancouver. And then my website is the longest website ever. It's www.optimizestrengthandperformance.com. I am trying to come out with more blogs, so I will be writing. Yeah,
you're a blogger? Okay, got it.
It's because I'm scared to show my face on social media. No, okay, but I mean, yes, but no. It's just building up. But yeah, I'm going to be writing more about health and wellness related topics where I kind of get to give my own opinions and talk about research and stuff like that. So
sweet. Awesome.
Yep, that'll be on my website.
Awesome. Well, if you guys want to follow Kara or see what she's doing, go and check that stuff out. I'm going to put it down in the description down below. And Kara, thank you so much for doing this, taking the time out of your day.
Yeah, thanks. This was fun. It was not as high pressure as I thought.
Yeah. Good. I'm glad. Good. Hey, thank you so much for watching the Constant Pursuit podcast. If you guys like this podcast episode, make sure to go and like it and subscribe down below. Comment your favorite part or what you've learned from today's podcast. If you want to go check out any of Kara's things, make sure to go down in the description down below and check out her website and her social media. And also, if you guys want to get the episodes 12 hours to 24 hours in advance, make sure to go and check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Audible, and Amazon Music. Thank you so much for listening to the Constant Pursuit podcast. We will see you in the next one. Peace out.